There are two wolves inside of you, Glaucon. Anyone can have an alpha-beta pair. Rare are the alpha-alpha and beta-beta ones. Most precious of all are those who have stepped out of the cave, the philosopher kings who may rule society, the sigma-alpha pair. Any man whom you see resenting death was not a lover of wisdom, but a lover of the body. Perhaps there is a pattern set up in the heavens for one who desires to see it, and having seen it, to find one in himself. Dear Crito, your zeal is invaluable, if a right one, but if wrong, the greater the zeal, the greater the danger. The first and best victory is to conquer self. Anyone who has common sense will remember that the bewilderments of the eyes are of two kinds, and arise from two causes, either from coming out of the light or from going into the light, which is true of the mind's eye quite as much as of the bodily eye. Only the dead have seen the end of war. How can you prove whether at this moment we are sleeping, and all our thoughts are a dream, or whether we are awake and talking to one another in the waking state? Death is not the worst that can happen to men. Human behavior flows from three main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. So, where power is in the hands of a savage and uneducated tyrant, anyone who is greatly his superior will doubtless be an object of fear to the ruler, and never able to be on terms of genuine friendship with him. When the modes of music change, the fundamental laws of the state always change with them. Love is the pursuit of the whole. The soul takes nothing with her to the next world but her education and her culture. At the beginning of the journey to the next world, one's education and culture can either provide the greatest assistance, or else act as the greatest burden to the person who has just died. Well, although I do not suppose that either of us knows anything really beautiful and good, I am better off than he is, for he knows nothing, and thinks that he knows. I neither know nor think that I know. The highest reach of injustice is to be deemed just when you are not. The ruin of oligarchy is the ruin of democracy, for there is a law of contraries. The excess of freedom passes into the excess of slavery, and the greater the freedom, the greater the slavery. After a moment's pause, in which he made a real manly effort to think, he said, "In my opinion is, Socrates, that temperance makes a man ashamed or modest, and that temperance is the same as modesty." "Very good," I said, "and did you not admit, just now, that temperance is noble?" Books are immortal sons defying their sires. Love is a serious mental disease. I, on the other hand, have a convincing witness that I speak the truth, my poverty. Philosophy is the highest music. What I do not know, I don't think I do. When it was urgent we word, oder urgent et was ledet, so word is nicht, weil is ein wordens ist, sondern weil is word ist ein wordens, not weil is ein legens ist ledet is, sondern weil is ledet ist ein ledens. Have you ever sensed that our soul is immortal and never dies? Courage is knowing what not to fear. Nothing in the affairs of men is worthy of great anxiety. Have you never observed how invincible and unconquerable is spirit, and how the presence of it makes the soul of any creature to be absolutely fearless and indomitable? Knowledge which is acquired under compulsion has no hold on the mind. Therefore do not use compulsion, but let early education be a sort of amusement. You will then be better able to discover the child's natural bent. It is not love absolutely that is good or praiseworthy, but only that love which impels meant to love aright. Arts like carpentering, which have an exact measure, are to be regarded as higher than music, which for the most part is mere guesswork. Poets utter great and wise things which they do not themselves understand. Euthyphro, the truth is, Socrates, that I am at a loss as to how to say what I want to say. Somehow or other whatever we put forward has a habit of moving around and refusing to stay wherever we try to make it stand. Socrates, then hear me, gorgers, for I am quite sure that if there ever was a man who entered on the discussion of a matter from a pure love of knowing the truth, I am such a one, and I should say the same of you. Gorgers, what is coming, Socrates? False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. You might easily be annoyed with me as people are when they are aroused from a doze and strike out at me. Polus, what and does all happiness consist in this? Socrates, yes, indeed, Polus, that is my doctrine. The men and women who are gentle and good are also happy, as I maintain, and the unjust and evil are miserable. Either we shall find what it is we are seeking, or at least we shall free ourselves from the persuasion that we know what we do not know. No one is more hated than he who speaks the truth. The heaviest penalty for declining to rule is to be ruled by someone inferior to yourself. And that reputation was a true one, for the defeat which came upon us was our own doing. We were never conquered by others, and to this day we are still unconquered by them, but we were our own conquerors, and received defeat at our own hands. No wealth can ever make a bad man at peace with himself. Education is teaching our children to desire the right things. There is truth in wine and children. According to Greek mythology, humans were originally created with 4 arms, 4 legs, and a head with 2 faces. Fearing their power, Zeus split them into 2 separate parts, condemning them to spend their lives in search of their other halves. I thought to myself, I am wiser than this man. Neither of us probably knows anything that is really good, but he thinks he has knowledge when he has not, while I, having no knowledge, do not think I have. There should exist among the citizens neither extreme poverty nor again excessive wealth, for both are productive of great evil. Courage is a kind of salvation. In the course of the argument, Socrates remarks that the controversial nature of morals and religion arises out of the difficulty of verifying them. One of the penalties for refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors. To conquer oneself is the best and noblest victory. To be vanquished by one's own nature is the worst and most ignoble defeat. Everything that deceives may be said to enchant. Mais ani sorate mille lefer quavic un. Happiness springs from doing good and helping others.